if you're watching this on a phone or a mobile device, I'm assuming you have an account, right? Whether it's a Gmail account for YouTube or Google Play services, or you're watching this on a computer, right? Your Apple account, your Microsoft account. Well, now it's officially time to change all of your passwords. That's correct. Change all of your passwords to every account. And you better do it. I'm not saying you got to do it right this second, but probably think about it doing it over the weekend or something, because literally everybody's account's information just got stolen. I'm not even exaggerating. If, check this out, if this report is true, and I actually looked this report on some other news publications, and it's true, because I was like, is this clickbait? The New York Post, is this really true? Yeah, it appears to be true, unfortunately. Check this out. So, 16 billion, 16 billion with a B, Google, Apple, and other passwords leaked in a record data breach. So this is technically the largest data breach in the history of mankind. Just happened. And I'm assuming if there's only, how many people are on Earth? What is it, 4 billion, 5 billion? And 16 billion accounts were stolen. That means that's roughly 3 accounts per person, correct? So that sounds about right. And I know there's some people that live in these vast places that, or older people that maybe just have one cell phone. What do they call it? The jitterbug, where it's got those big buttons where you don't need an account to operate. So I get that, right? Not everybody has a cell. I know we're close, but not everybody has a cell phone. People that live out in the jungle and stuff probably don't, but just roughly, that's about 3 accounts per person. That sounds about right? Because I have a Google account, I have a Microsoft account, and I have an Apple account, which they just freaking blacklisted me. Anyways, that's another story. But that tells me basically everybody's account's information just got hacked. Now, I guess, I take that back. It doesn't mean hacked, but everybody's account information and or passwords are now open to access if hackers want to access them. Now, that data breach means whenever the breach happened or occurred is the account password they have. So that's why I announced by now, if it's just coming to light, that means at that snapshot, right when those account informations were and passwords were released, I don't know, could have been a month ago that it happened. So if you've changed, I would just say change every password to every account you have over the weekend, when this live stream is done, in a minute, whenever you want to, but do it soon so they cannot get into your accounts. You see what I'm saying? Some of the best information I can do, always make sure, and this is just my personal preference, you can do whatever you want to. I have multiple email accounts. I have a different password for each email account, right? It's a pain in the ass. I get it, but I'd rather it be a pain in the ass trying to sign in than somebody draining your account, right? I have these two. Make sure you sign up for a 2FA, two-factor authentication. And then also, I have videos on this. Go get you a physical key. This is what do they call this? Google Titan security chip. So whenever I sign into, and it works cross-platform. It works for Apple, it works for Google, actually works with Microsoft. You have to physically, when I sign into my account, I'll type in my email. It'll ask for my password. I type in my password, but before it lets me in, it says, okay, now plug in your Titan security key. I have to physically plug this into a USB Type-C port. This also has NFC tag in here. So you either have to hold it up to the device if it's a phone or a tablet, or plug it in if it's a phone or a tablet or a computer. And until I push this little button on here, it will not let me sign into the account. So if somebody's trying to hack into my account that's in Malaysia, Even if they have my email, even if they have my password, it still will not let them in unless they plug this into their computer and push this button or phone, right? So that makes it to where you physically have to have this key to sign in. Again, even if they're in the Netherlands, Malaysia, or even here if they're in Utah or the next city over, or even if they're in the next room, they can't sign in unless they have this key. So I think they're about, I did a review of this. They're, I don't know, $30, $35. You can get it straight from Google. And you can get some others, right? I think Amazon has some that are called, is it Fido? Get on Amazon and look for 2FA security key, and you'll see these pop up. This one's directly from Google, so that's why I purchased it from Google website. It's called the Titan security key. But change your passwords, make sure 2FA is turned on, and try to get a third layer of security, which would be a security key. So I'm gonna link, if you want to read this, it's basically, the article is basically just what I told you. But it does give some details as far as how it occurred, the largest data breach in history, blah, 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 blah. I don't want to make light of it, but what I told you is basically what the article says. But I will put a link in the video description once this is done here in just a second. And you can read it if you want to. But all major platforms got data leaked. So accounts and passwords to Facebook, Google, Apple, Instagram, Microsoft, all the above. Again, 16 billion accounts in their information. So this involves everybody. So they need to do a better job, and we can do a better job as a user just by doing all that you physically can, and that involves stuff like this. So actually, you know what? I'll put a link in the description for where I got this too, just to let, if you're interested, right? Super easy, you can carry it around. You can actually, I have two. So you can actually have two keys. I think you can actually do as many as you want, but I have a key that I carry around with me, and then I have a backup key just in case. Because what if you use this to sign in, and as a security key, but what if you lose it, right? Well, shit, you're really screwed then. Well, get a backup key, and you can put this in your safety deposit box at a bank, or you can keep it in a fire safe in your closet. Or I got one with me, and then I got one I keep in a safe. So, always have access. So these come in handy, and actually, well, there's a long story I was going to say. I actually have, I actually tried to sign in, testing it, tried to sign in without using my security key. Couldn't do it now. So I don't think the hackers will have much luck, because you physically have to have this to sign in, but it is what it is. Let me get out of here. It's getting a little late. It's getting around dinner time. Let's see. Dang, that's why you can't have a bank. Yes. Always use a credit card. How much does a physical key cost? It costs $35. And here's the thing, too, with your bank information. So, however you can make it harder for people to access your account, the better. Even if it's not impenetrable, meaning even if they can penetrate it or log in, as long as you make it super difficult for them, the greater the chance they have of saying, screw it, move on to the next person that they're going to try to hack. Because remember, these hackers buy lists on the black market of information. And if they're having a hard time logging into your stuff, they're going to say, screw it, they're going to go on to the next person, right? Because a lot of people, they can get in like that. So for your bank, so if you have like a Bank of America, they have 2FA, right? Where you can, if you forgot password, if you're trying to log into a Bank of America, forgot my password, they'll either send you a text message or they'll send you an email, right? So so if you have like a Bank of America on your phone, right? Don't link your phone number to the same phone that has the app on it. So what I mean is your regular cell phone number, most people have one phone, one number, right? That's typically how it works. I have multiple phones. You can actually go get a Google Voice number, which is free. Link that to FA, And if you make it hard, it's actually, if they cannot get into your Gmail account, and even if you have that security key, they're not going to log on and hack into your phone number and do it that way. So what I'm meaning is separate the two. Separate the two. So if you have your the number that they'll message you a temporary passcode to, don't have it go back to this phone number, because that's how these SIM swap hacks work, right? They'll transfer your phone number to their phone, and they'll download the Bank of America app, and they'll hit forgot my password, and then Bank of America will say no problem, we'll send you text you a temporary password. Well, if they stole your phone number and a SIM swap and transferred it to their phone, they're getting the text message to log in on their phone. See what I'm saying? So you want to break that connection. So go get a Google Voice number. It's free. Use that Google Voice number as your 2FA number, and don't have your Google Voice on here, on the same phone that you have your app on, your banking app. So you can always log on your computer, because you can get Google Voice on a computer or on another device, right? It's about $35 for that physical key. I'll link it here in a second when we're done. So how does that key work for Google? It includes Apple. So it's not just for Google products. So how I have my electronics set up, I have that one, or I guess two, because I have a backup. Those keys will register on Apple and register on Microsoft products as a physical security key. So it'll work for any Google product, it'll work for any Apple product, it'll work for any Microsoft product. All major platforms support it. So, and I use that as I have my Apple account. I have my 2FA and then a security key as well through my Apple account. So it's just another layer of security, and especially because you have to physically have it to sign in. Nobody else in the world is going to be able to sign in to my account unless they have my security key, and that's how you super duper lock it down. I'm going to link that right now. So once this is done, I'm going to end this here in a second. I'm immediately going to go link those items and those links that you're going to need in this story. Come back to my video maybe in about a couple minutes or 5 minutes after I end it, and you'll see the link there. So let me get out of here. It is getting late. I do appreciate the time. If you've got any questions, hit me up in the comments. My email address is in the description of this video as well. So you can email me if you got any questions as well in regards to that stuff. But I'll see y'all tomorrow. And please have a good Friday evening and rest of the weekend. Peace out.